Thank you all for being here in the midst of the pandemic. To finish my farewell, I'll tell a story that I believe encompasses my grandpa. Grandpa was a man of simple pleasures. Every morning, he would take a stroll along the river. It wasn't about going fishing or achieving some grand purpose. It was about the quiet moments of reflection and the gentle rhythm of the water. I remember joining him on those walks, his hand clasped warmly around mine as we wandered along the river's edge. Sometimes we would talk for hours, sharing stories and laughter as we watched the world go by. Other times, we would simply walk in silence, content in each other's company. But it was during those walks that I truly got to know my grandpa. He would point out the small wonders of nature. A blooming wildflower, family of ducks gliding across the water, the way the sunlight danced on the river. He taught me to appreciate the beauty in the simple things, to find joy in the everyday moments that so often go unnoticed. He would share snippets of his own life, tales of his youth, his dreams and aspirations, the lessons he had learned along the way. He wasn't one for grand speeches or elaborate gestures, but his stories spoke volumes about the kind of man he was, kind, wise, and full of love. So, as we say goodbye to Grandpa today, I take comfort in knowing that his spirit will live on in the memories we've shared, and though he may no longer walk beside us, his presence will always be felt in the gentle rustles of the leaves, the whisper of the wind, and the quiet moments of reflection by the river's edge. Rest easy, Grandpa. Your legacy of love and simplicity will forever be cherished in our hearts.
I'm so proud of you. Grandpa's listening.
Thank you, Mom.
Now, our friends from the States will finish off our eulogies. Please, let's welcome Santi.
One sec, let me get this out. When I heard Grandpa pass away, I remember my parents crying as they told me the news. It was so strange seeing them so. I just never seen him like that. They'd say he'd say hello sometimes from our chat. And I'd sometimes receive gifts from him. But what I really wanted to say is, I wish I could. I wish I could. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you to all of those who gave such lovely parting words. I now invite you to the funeral repast in the common hall to continue our celebration of life.
I'm sorry, Sylvia. I don't know what happened.
It's okay, it's a big crowd and especially hard with the pandemic.
He had a speech planned out. He told me over text. I think the nerves just got to him, like my mom said.
He doesn't usually get nervous about public speaking. He actually is quite good at it. He talked in front of much larger than this.
We're all dealing with his passing in our own way, and with him, he got nervous.
Thank you for being so understanding. It's been a hard time on us. Let's go ahead and catch up with others.
Are you coming with us, dear?
Oh, you go ahead. I'll catch up later.
Hello?
Where did you go? Why aren't you at the service?
I'm in the bathroom right now. I'll be out in a minute.
You think I'm that stupid?
What?
Your parents and my family spent thousands on getting Grandpa better care and spent hundreds on COVID travel applications, plane tickets, and hotels for his memorial just for you to not give a shit?
What are you talking about?
What do you think? Your eulogy. Here I thought you were just nervous.
I was scared to death going up there.
You can't fool me. I saw your paper. I thought you'd write something. Anything at all. But no, you chose to write nothing.
I wanted to, but I couldn't think of anything.
He's your grandpa. How do you not know anything? You know how many people back home wish to be in your shoes? Most of us got denied travel. The church would be filled to the brim otherwise.
I don't live in Mexico anymore. We moved before I knew to walk.
And you didn't bother to ask your parents about him?
It's not the same.
Bullshit! They knew him their whole lives. Did you even want to speak?
I...
Did you even want to be here? Yes or no? That's what I thought. Just an entitled brat from California. Family doesn't mean shit to you.
Fuck you.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
You piece of shit.
You think I wanted to disrespect him? You think I hated him?
No, I said you don't care.
Don't pretend that's not what you meant.
Did you even bother to reach out to him?
Yes,
Not including birthdays.
No.
That's rich. Do you message any of us?
No.
Why do you say you care then?
I live in another country. I can't always think about texting you guys. I'd spend the whole day and not make it through half of you.
I'm not saying that.
Sure does sound like it.
Okay, what if then? Your dad is always on the phone with mine.
They're brothers. Of course they are.
You think you're so much better than us. Just because you won the life lottery and live in some big house.
What are you talking about? We're not millionaires. I work to pay for myself. I work to keep my grades up, and I'm constantly applying to colleges. I'm barely able to experience the end of my childhood.
And your parents work full-time and still do?
I don't have the same relationship.
Then tell me, why don't you want anything to do with us?
I can't answer that.
Our family is always in the chat asking about you guys, and you barely respond. Why don't you say anything? Do you care or not?
No! I don't care. Do you know how it feels like to be raised away from everyone you're supposed to be hearing about? You grew up with everyone, and I grew up with not one. My parents have an entire lifetime of experiences with you guys. And yet, they ask me to feel the same way? Always asking me why I don't talk to you guys. Every time they ask me, I feel more and more guilty. It's why I didn't want to give the eulogy. But they pressured me until I gave in. I never talked to Grandpa in person. He was 30 minutes away when he came to the States. Then COVID hit, and I was wondering if he'd come live with us when he'd get better, until my parents came sobbing into the room. And the worst part of it is, I didn't cry. Not one tear. I'm emotional now. Not because he passed away, but because I felt nothing when he did. I want to feel the same way my parents do. I want to feel loss. That I lost a person I'd spend every morning with, who tell me about his youth. So I could hold the memories by the river even tighter. But all I saw was a stranger. I wish I could feel. I wish I could.
I'm sorry. I never thought to think what it'd be like. Away from all of us. Do you want to talk about it?
What's the point? He's gone now.
I think it'd be good too.
Why do you talk to me like you know me?
What?
All that stuff about reaching out. You only said that because you were mad. When was the last time you reached out to me? Not including birthdays. That's what I thought.
You're right.
I'm sorry. We really don't know each other.
Do you want to come back to the service?
No. I want to be alone for a while.
I know it may be too late to talk to him, but I can tell you how he lived.
Okay.
I left it out of the eulogy, but he was
Really clumsy, and he'd always walk on the edge. So when he'd walk close to the river, like he always do, he'd fallen sometimes. At least once a week. And that's not even the best part.
Sometimes he'd have a fight with Grandma, and he would rant to me all about it.
Oh man, there's so many to choose from.
You gotta tell me.
Oh, I know. So, once she woke up
Early and started cooking, but for some reason wanted to eat grilled fish at 7 a.m. in the morning and forgot to turn on the oven fan.
The smell was so bad, he woke up.
They had to open all the windows, and he went on a walk to get away from the smell, but it smelled even after he came back. So then,